Well, it seems that the strike, the actors' strike that is going to continue for at least maybe another few days because this is the final week to go into the studios to get something done, or else they got to basically cut things off until the beginning of next year, although they have said that before. When it came to the Writers Guild, and they're like, no, we can try one more time. Well, it seems that their last best final offer, as they put it, you know, obviously it had everything that the actors were asking for, but the studios, according to various reports, couldn't help themselves. The studios apparently decided to go, and shoot themselves in the foot. That's what they did. They decided to take the gun right in the foot. And why? Because I don't know whose idea it was. Maybe it was all of them. Maybe it was a certain group. I don't know. But apparently, sorry about that. But like I said, they just couldn't help themselves. They took the gun and just shot themselves in the foot. Because if it was all of them or just some of them, that came up with this, apparently they decided to add in something that, look, I'll admit, is not the best idea. All right? And I've said this. I've said, look, you want to use AI and all that with those that have passed, then you need to have consent. You need to basically get permission, from the family. Give them something in return. Or make sure they get something in return. Well, apparently, the studios, again, I don't know if it was all of them or just a few of them, who knows, decided to add in the little stipulation along with everything else. Everything else seemed okay. Everything else seemed fine. But they just couldn't help themselves. They just couldn't help themselves. Either, like I said, either all of them or some of them. They just couldn't help themselves. But they basically go and decide that along with all the stuff that the actors do want, along with everything about AI, control over it, or guarantee that nothing AI will really interfere, or whatever the case may be. They just couldn't help themselves when they decided to add in, along with everything the Actors Guild wanted. They just couldn't help but add in the idea that they want to use deceased actors via AI without consent. Yeah, you heard me right. They want to use deceased actors' likenesses via AI without consent. And the Actors Guild was like, no way. That ain't going to happen. They say they basically said that's not going to happen. And from what I read, they would be totally on board with it only if the studios agree to get consent and agree to some other things as well when it comes to it. In other words, involve the family, and all that. And I do agree with the Actors Guild on that. Like, if you're going to do this, you need to have permission from the family of the deceased actor or actress before you utilize their likeness. Because, again, I don't know if it's the entire studio heads that put this in there or just a few of them, but this did not turn out good. This basically shut any idea of getting this strike over with before the year's out. It kind of shut it down for now. Now, they still have the rest of the week. Now, I'm sure the Actors Guild will come back and say, look, everything you've offered us here, it's what we want. We just don't like this. They're going to probably point that out. If not, right away. Tomorrow, they're going to say, look, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, they're going to say, look, we want to get a deal done just as bad as you do. Everything here is good, but we just don't like this. If you could just switch this around to where, yes, you will have to get consent. You will have to compromise and all that. Do it the right way. Then you got a deal. So to me, we're either going to see that happen. Or we're just going to have to wait until 2024. We're going to have to wait to 2024 to see what happens. Now, you might say to yourself, well, why do the studios want to shut things down to 2024? Why do they want to do that? You see, the studios know what they're doing. The studios know what they're doing, as much as we hate to admit it. And what they're doing by saying, well, we're going to shut down until 2024, it's mind games. It's a game of chess. It's a game of chess of, okay, you don't want to go with this? Fine, we won't talk until next year. Hope you enjoy struggling for the rest of the year. Oh, and I hope you enjoy all the coal and, coal and cruel, Ebenezer Scrooge like, cards you're going to get from people from the, bottom line workers, the producer, people that work in production and all that. I hope you enjoy all the criticism you get from them during Christmas. See, it's all part of their plan. It's all part of their plan. Because they believe, the studios, that if they say we'll shut things down to 2024, in their minds, it's, financially, it's going to affect the bottom line workers. And the bottom line workers, who are already fed up with the actors and the Actors Guild, are going to basically are going to say, hey, you're ruining our holidays because of your stupidity, and we put the blame on you. So what I see happening, because let's be honest, the actors are not stupid either. The Actors Guild knows, whether you like Fran Drescher or you don't, which, with this situation right now, Fran might have 1 foot out the door as, SAG-AFTRA president. But they're not stupid either. Fran, again, like you say, whether you like her or not, she's not stupid. Her lawyers, her inner circle there, the higher ups, the people that stand alongside her and all that, they're not stupid. They see what's going on, and everything, what the studios are trying to do, by saying, oh, we're going to shut things down to 2024. They see what's going on. So I guarantee, well, I wouldn't guarantee, but in my opinion, I should say, let me correct myself. In my opinion, I believe we're going to see the Actors Guild come back and say, look, we accept the offer, but you got to take this one part out, or at least revise it to where you will get consent to make, to do the AI thing with deceased actors and actors and do this and do things the right way, like I mentioned earlier. Give compensation, if you will. So I see, before this week's out, I see the Actors Guild doing that. Now the studios may act like, oh, we don't want to talk anymore, sorry, just to get their way. But I think the Actors Guild is going to come out, and I think they're going to say, look, the deal's good, we just don't like this. Either agree to remove it, or agree to revise it to where it's done correctly and where you have to get permission, you have to get consent. So that's what I probably see happening. But right now, the studios have shot themselves in the foot, when with trying to get this deal, trying to get this strike over with. They've basically shot themselves in the foot. And they got no one else but themselves to blame, because again, what they're doing is they're basically, again, I don't know if it's all the studio heads or just some of them, they're saying, hey, look, we want permission to do this. We want permission, to do this without, or we want you guys to agree to allow us to do this with deceased actors, have permission to do this with deceased actors and actresses without consent. Them coming up with that idea is pretty much shot themselves in the foot right now. And if they don't want to continuously shoot themselves in the foot, for the rest of the week, because they have a whole week left. This is just the beginning. This is just the start. That's why that's why the SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Guild responded as quickly as they did. They saw what was going on. They looked it over, saw that little added thing in there, and said, no, this doesn't work. Now, basically, the way the articles make it sound is that everything else is good, except for that AI situation and a few other AI things that, they want corrected. So they have the rest of the week. To fix this. And again, I think what the Actors Guild is going to do is they're going to come to the studios and say, look, everything's good here, just fix this. Let's just agree to either remove it, or you guys agree to change it and do it correctly and do it respectfully if you want to, with consent and all that. But we'll have to see. But let me know what your thoughts are on this. Comment down below, live chat during the premiere, like the video, and I am out.